Good question.
All right, anytime somebody offers you a job and money, you take it. The job was offered to me, just so everybody knows, some of you have told this indirectly, sometimes things happen by luck. I was not the first selection for the movie. I was actually the second. The scene, the paintball scene, where the 3 paintballs hit the midsection, most people just assume I have padding on. That person was the original person to get that was his first scene, and he's a little thicker than me. So with that being said, he didn't come across as they were looking for. So the next day they called me back to screen set, and I was then flown out to Covington, Georgia. Now, don't feel bad for the person. He went on to be a great director, stunt coordinator, and done quite a few films. But for that specific part, didn't meet the criteria they were looking for. So when I tell you sometimes when it was kind of luck, it was. But here we are 3 decades later talking about it. So cha-ching.
Yeah. Good job, man.
Okay, one, for everyone else who's talked about Dan Bradley, that's the guy's name. And second, for CJ, out of all the 16 kills in the movie, which one was your favorite?
Well, I guess you can define a kill by, if the body wasn't there, then it may not be a kill. You didn't see Darcy's body, did you? Perceptually, she was killed though. Yeah. Right? So we always just go ahead and glorify 18 kills, because even though you may not know this, Darcy, who got her head put into the RV, you assume she died, right?
Yeah.
I just finished a film, Vengeance, 3 weeks ago. She's in it. She's got scars on her face from being put into the motorhome. But she is then whacked officially. Because perceptually you didn't know. So, you know, of all the kills, my favorite kill, to answer your question, would be the sheriff. And the reason for that, there's no blood, there's no guts, just pure power. Yeah.
Oh, he's tapping like a twig.
Pure brute power. So I'll see you right there, brother.
Thank you, by the way, for coming on. I think we all appreciate it. And I was going to ask, out of all the other Friday the 13th films before,
Now, see, I didn't realize there were others besides part 6. I thought they started on part 6 and that was it, just because
It's like Star Wars,
I
yeah.
have to answer the question because I wasn't involved, nor did I see, but I think part 6 is badass. Part 6. Listen, if you're not going to promote yourself, get out. But I will tell you, for some reasons. Number one, part 6 was a good launching platform to Jason coming back after the 5, and you know, Ted White did an amazing job in part 4. Of course, Richard in part 3, the 3D. But I will tell you, no other Friday the 13th part 6 can sit in front of you and say, well, yeah, I came back to life like Frankenstein. Well, God, I had a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Alice Cooper, do the music.
Woo!
I got to have an opening like James Bond.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And how many other Jasons got to wear a Batman utility belt? Don't. But thank you very much for the question.
I see this gentleman right there in the black. Joe?
is there any specific reason you returned for part 7?
Actually, it's not a specific reason, but I was asked. In fact, I was technically going to do part 7. Paramount had asked for me to come back. John was going to direct. I had not signed the contract. John had worked with Kane Hodder at that time, and Kane, huge horror fan, by the way. He went to John, who he'd worked with, and John said, okay, I'll use you, but John had to go to Paramount Studios to change over to Kane. So Kane assumed the role of part 7, 8, 9, and 10, and in my opinion, has been a great ambassador and did a great job, to be honest. I mean, I couldn't do these every weekend like he does. I mean, he's just out there every weekend nailing a convention and a special appearance. I mean, he really, really is a great ambassador for the Friday the 13th series.
You guys seen this gentleman in the green before?
So, what's some of your favorite memories from making part 6?
Well, I think, you know, a good way of putting it is I'm very proud of what we did. I'm very satisfied that apparently 3 decades later we're having this conversation, so we must have done well, unbeknownst to us. You got to remember, in 1986, most of you weren't even born. Sorry. And here's the question. You can't answer because you seem to know too much. Here's the question. What was the #1 movie in 1986?
Dirty Dancing?
Top Gun.
Friday the 13th part 6.
Top Gun. Top Gun. Think about that.
Good job, buddy.
Top Gun. Think about the competition. Now, I will tell you that in the first 2 weeks of August, Friday the 13th was the #1 movie at the theater. But don't forget, Top Gun historically was the top movie in '86. And to be fair, in '86, a lot of these poor slashing B movies were not rated up here at the beginning because everything you see in today's horror movies with the blood and the guts, they took that out in the '80s. We're not allowed to have that. Otherwise, you'd be considered what's an X rating. So all the kills that were done with me, they all had blood and guts, but they had to put them on the cutting floor. Now in those days, the cutting floor was just that, sweep, 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 and it's over. Today everything is digitalized, so they can come back and do a director's cut. Part 6, there's nothing left. It went on the floor and went out the door. But that gives you a little think about it. Top Gun was the top movie, and if you think about it, it's a badass. Now, the cool thing about Friday the 13th, and I mean this humbly, there's about 1.3, 1.4 billion people in India. If you take a picture of Tom Cruise, everybody will say, Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise. Unequivocally. You show them a picture of C.J. Graham or Kane Hodder, they go, you show them a picture of the hockey mask, Friday the 13th, without hesitation. So they may not know the ugly mug or the silver beard, but they do know that hockey mask, so it's become so universally iconic that it's just amazing. Again, 3 decades later, we're sitting there chit-chatting about it.